Josh Worth, 1121 in the Honda Creek side, Matt Lamb, looking at the tower side, 35.
What is up, guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today heading down to the drag strip to Killcare with Mike and Scott. They both got a pretty big race going on today, a quick 16, so we're gonna go down there. They're getting the Cavalier out. I want to say that Dart and Scott's Cornet are all three there. I'm not 100% sure, but we'll find out here in a minute. I'm only about 10 minutes away from the track, so yeah, we're heading down there for the quick 16. We'll see what we can do tonight. The last fastest pass we made in the Cavalier, I believe, was a 4:55, so hopefully we can best that tonight, but we'll see what we can do. So yeah, anyways, we're on our way there. Like I said, we're about 10 minutes out, so we'll see you guys when we get there. Guys, he just made his first pass on the Cavalier. Unfortunately, he shook the tires pretty bad. We got down to the end of the track and checked his tire pressure, and they were left up way too high. They were supposed to be at 5 1/4. They were at 6.5 psi each, so just a little too much air. But they found out that the tire pressure gauge they were using was wrong. It wasn't calibrated correctly or something, so we're gonna fix that and come out for round 2 of the qualifiers, and then we'll see what happens. Guys, we got the Cavalier back up in the staging lanes. We made some wheelie bar adjustments and some tire pressure adjustments, and we'll see if we can get down the track this time a little better. Turns out both back tires are about 1.5 pounds too thick or too full of air last time, so it blew the tires off. So we put I think 5 1/4 pounds in them, lowered the wheelie bars a little bit, and we'll see what we can do. 26 and the 8th, and that is moving, and it still shook the tires a little bit once it stood up on the back wheels, but we'll make some adjustments to it and see what we can do going into the first round of eliminations. All right, guys, made a hell of a pass that time. Shook the tires as it stood up on the wheelie bars, but we found the problem. It was something in the tune. It was getting too much timing too early, so we went ahead and readjusted the tune on it. I changed all the plugs, and yeah, she's ready to rip. First round of eliminations. He might be able to buy back in, I'm not really sure, but it looks like it's getting ready to rain here, so I might roll on home because I don't want to drive the hatch in the rain, obviously, but we'll see. Hopefully we can clean it up and get that thing figured out. We're still kind of playing with it because it's still pretty untested, so we're trying to figure out all the kinks in it and you know, get it going down the track. So it's a work in progress, but she's going. All right, guys, I just got home. I ended up leaving after Scott just won that last round because it's looking like it's gonna rain out here, and actually it started sprinkling on the way home, so I left just in time, but we made it. We just got back here. I got some pretty big news coming for you guys this coming week. And then next weekend there is a quick stick shootout down there at Killcare. There's a street stick car class and a pro stick car class. Well, the dang camera died on me. But anyways, I'm gonna enter the street stick class next weekend and see what the hatch will do. So yeah, throughout this week, I'll be uploading some stuff on some big updates I got coming for the hatch. But yeah, until then, we'll see what we can do at the track next weekend. So I'll see you guys then. All right, guys, welcome back. It's now been a few days since we were at the track. I just wanted to show you guys I got some things in the mail, and we got some big things coming for the hatch this winter, because I can't snowboard, obviously, because of my knee surgery I just had. I don't know how well you guys can hear me because there's a lot of sound from the rain hitting the tin roof of the shop, but anyways, I ordered a set of stroker crank and rods for my engine that came out of a J35 A8, which is in the 07 to 08 TL Type S, or I believe like a CLS or something. But anyways, so I got those in, so here's the rods here. Boom, cranks down there in that bag. I got it standing up. Alex told me to keep it standing like that or it'll warp, so got it standing up down there, ready to go in. I got a few more parts on order, or that I'm getting ready to order. And when they come in, then we'll go ahead and get the engine out of this thing and we'll start building it. So I'm probably gonna put that table inside, I think, move my bike over here and push the car back into that little corner over there. That way I'll have all this space out here to work on the engine. And yeah, so here soon that'll be coming out, and that will be being built, and then next year it's gonna be a whole new monster. I'm gonna have to do a full standalone ECU on it, and some things like that. But yeah, for now I got the crank and rods, so that's a good start. I'm gonna get high compression pistons, flat face valves, 6-puck clutch, and then that should do it for the internals of the engine, and then we can go ahead and pull it apart, get it built, and then back together. And like I said, I'm gonna probably get an AEM Infinity V2 standalone ECU system for it, because obviously I'm pretty limited on what I can do with the current setup. So yeah, anyways, we're out here today, guys. We're gonna fix some things that are going wrong inside the car, some things that I broke personally a long time ago and just got around to getting new parts for. So yeah, without any further ado, we're gonna hop on in there and start fixing. All right, guys, so if you look in here, here's what I'm looking at to fix. So right here, the cigarette lighter hole. When I initially put my nitrous kit on here, I was gonna put my arming switch in this hole right here, so I knocked the cigarette lighter out, and it ended up not working in there. So there was a square piece on here that held the cigarette lighter in there so it wouldn't fall through the hole, and that piece broke while I was trying to get it out. So at work I went ahead and 3D printed a new one, and it should fit real nicely in there and hold the cigarette lighter, hopefully. So We're gonna go ahead and get this whole center panel, the center console out, and then see how we can get that cigarette lighter back in the hole, and hopefully this piece right here that I printed will work. So let's get to it. All right guys, so I got that panel at least pulled out far enough where we can see what we got going on here. So here's the cigarette lighter just kind of dangling. So yeah, we're gonna try to figure out how we can get that new piece that I printed on there, and then hopefully we can get it back to working like new. So see what we can do. All right, so unfortunately the piece that I printed is just slightly too small. The hole in the middle doesn't quite fit through. It's real close, but it's just big enough to where it ended up cracking it when I was trying to push it on. So I'm leaving the cigarette lighter out. I'm gonna take that to work with me so I can take accurate measurements of it and make one of these that's the actual right size. So I'm gonna leave that out. I'm just gonna put everything in here back together for now and just leave the wires dangling like that. There's one more thing I wanted to try to fix real quick. My speedometer in there. I don't know if you guys remember, but I don't even know, it might have happened before I started the channel actually, now that I think about it, but the speedometer that's in there is not the speedometer that this car came with. So the mileage that's on it is inaccurate. It shows like 180 or so, 180,000. The original speedometer's in here. Find it. Somewhere in this mess of parts, maybe in the bottom drawer, I don't really know. But anyways, it only has like 113,000 miles on it. The reason I changed the whole cluster because the original one had it was for an automatic, so it had like the park, reverse, neutral, drive, blah, 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 blah. This one was for a manual, so I put this one in instead. But I'm gonna try to see if I can take this cluster out, take just the speedometer out of it and put just that speedometer into this one. I'm not sure if it's gonna be at work or if it's gonna work or not. I don't remember if this speedometer, if the original one stopped working or what, and that might be why I took it out initially. I'm not 100% sure, but we're gonna try it and see what happens. All right, you guys, so here's the original cluster I was talking about for the hatch. I don't know what's going on with my camera, why it keeps moving like that, but I set it up like this to be a little bit better. But you can see here where I was talking about it has the park, reverse, neutral, yada, 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 but all I really want is the speedometer, but you can see it's stuck up on 20. And I can't get it to come down from there, but I believe there's a way that you can actually calibrate that back to 0. I want to say I have to put it in the car, hook it up, and then turn the power on while holding the needle on 0, and that should calibrate it back down. I'm 99% sure that's how you do it. So I'm going to go ahead and pull the cluster out of there and then try it with this before I actually take that speedometer out, take that cluster apart and all that stuff. So I'm going to take that whole cluster out, just hook this cluster up, and then turn the power on while I have holding the needle on 0 and see if that recalibrates it down to 0. If it does, we'll go ahead and pull that cluster apart, get the speedometer out, put that one in it, and then we'll be good. But if not, then we'll just have to deal with what we've got as far as the mileage on that one. But it needs a new one anyways because that speedometer keeps sticking. Every time I get in the car to drive it, it just stays at 0, and I got to smack the dash, and the needle will pop up to whatever speed I'm going. So that's the real reason I want to change that. So hopefully this works, but if not, maybe I'll just go to a junkyard or something and grab a cluster at some point, but we'll see. We'll try this for now. All right, so to get the cluster out of one of these EGs, all you gotta do is take right up there to the top, right here and right here. There's 2 little tiny Phillips head screws. You need a relatively short screwdriver to get those guys out. And then it's important to note you gotta take out the hazard switch and unplug it because that'll keep this whole piece from coming out. So once you pop that out, you can just unplug it, and then this whole plastic shroud that goes around everything will come out as one big piece, and then we can access the cluster. So I'm getting ready to unplug the hazard switch now, and then we'll be able to pop everything out. So now that that's out, we have access to everything. You can see here that's where the hazard switch was plugged in. Then that top one is for the little clock on there. But you have enough room if you unplug the hazard one, you can bump it out far enough where you can unplug the clock from behind. So now to get the cluster out, there's just 4 Phillips head screws, 2 on either side there. You can see them. And the whole cluster will pop out, we'll unplug it, and then we'll start taking it apart to try to replace the speedometer in it. All right, so now we've got the cluster out. Nothing in there other than the harness hanging out now. So we're gonna go ahead and plug this one in, like I said. We'll hold that needle on to 0, and I'll turn the power on, and hopefully it'll reset this needle back down to 0, but if not, we'll have to figure something else out. But for now, we're gonna try that and see what happens. All right, so now I got the old speedometer all hooked up. I'm gonna turn the power on real quick just to make sure everything's working, like the gas gauge and everything like that. speedometer's moving, so that's a good sign. The gas gauge is also going up. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and shut the power off, and we're gonna try this again and just hold the speedometer needle at 0 and see if that resets it. Okay, well, unfortunately that did literally nothing for us. It just jumped right back up to 40. So yeah, I'll just go to a junkyard or something and see if I can find a cluster with similar miles on it, and just steal the speedometer off of one from the junkyard, because this one clearly, after sitting for so long, has broken. So yeah, unfortunately that did not work at all. This is pretty much just a big waste of time, but I am going to take this plastic cover off and clean it up a little bit because it's pretty gunky on there. But either way, guys, at the end of the day, that was just a waste of time, unfortunately. But now I know that the speedometer does not work, and I can just throw this whole cluster away because I don't need anything else off of it. So yeah, at some point we'll go to the junkyard. I want to get a driver's side fender and a door as well, with a tack or a speedometer, and then yeah, we'll start tearing into this thing. I also got some big plans this winter while I'm tearing the engine and everything apart. I'm going to redo my whole nitrous kit. I'm probably going to put the arming switch up here where it should be, rather than just zip tied up underneath the dashboard somewhere. So I'll put it right here where it's really easy to access. Same thing with this button. I'm going to figure something else out for it, whether wire it to the horn or who knows. But yeah, I'm going to get all that done this winter while I'm, you know, can't snow work because of my knee. So expect plenty of content this winter, guys, on everything going on. I got my radiator over there that I got to mock up and put in at some point when I get the engine out and everything. So a lot of work to be done, guys. So hopefully I'll be able to keep you guys entertained while doing all of it. All right, guys, sorry that was a pretty pointless video. Couldn't get a whole lot done. But like I said, I'll go to the junkyard and get some replacement parts at some point. It's not a big deal. But you guys saw the choker kit, you saw the crank, the rods, pistons and valves are going to be ordered soon, and then we'll have all kinds more content for you guys. This coming weekend, I'm planning on going down to Killcare again. They have the stick shift shootout. Sheesh. So I'll be racing that, see how the Civic does. Hopefully we'll put up some good times. But who knows? Anything can happen. It's been a long time since this car's been at the track, and every time it goes, it blows up. So we'll see. I'm not going to run with nitrous, and I'm on those street tires still, so no slicks or nothing in the front, but we'll see what it does. Hopefully I'll put down some good numbers. The air being cold like it is should work out pretty well for the all-motor side of this car. So yeah, we'll see what it does this weekend, and we'll see you guys at the track. What is up, guys? Today I'm heading down to Killcare down in Dayton. I'm in the Civic, cruising. I'm meeting Becky's brother and father down there. They're going to do some bracket racing. The only thing I worry about is my knee. I don't really have a whole lot of control over my foot and things right now, so racing might not be the smartest idea, but it would be a lot of fun. So heading down there now. I got about 20 minutes left till we get to the track, and then yeah, we'll begin racing. So should be a pretty good day. It's pretty cool outside. They've made a lot of changes to their cars, so we're excited to see how they do today. Yeah, anyways, guys, we'll see you in a couple minutes when we get down to the track. All right, guys, we just got up here to the track. I ended up entering in the street stick shift class. It looks like I'm the only front-wheel drive car here, so I'm at a pretty big disadvantage, but it'll be fun regardless of what happens. So they just went ahead and made their first passes of the day, just their qualifying runs, and they both actually did their first, or their best 8th mile passes in both cars. So we're on a roll so far today. Hopefully we can do the same thing in this. I'm not really sure if I'm running 8th or quarter in my class. Regardless, like I said, it'll be fun. So we'll see what happens. So I took the bottle out of the back just because it's damn near empty. It's only got 7,000 PSI in it. So even if I sprayed, it'd be way, way rich. So it wouldn't do me no good. So I took it out just to save a little bit of extra weight. Yeah, so I'm just waiting to call my class up now, and then we can go make our qualifying runs and see what happens. My first pass, it was actually on track to be my best pass ever in this car. I left kind of easy because I was worried about it spinning, but the track prep here today is pretty good, and it hooked up pretty good. So I think I'm going to give her a little bit more on the next pass, but we're only running 1,000 feet. We're not doing quarter or 8, so I went 11:07 in the 1,000 foot at 97.89. So that was on track to probably be an 11:50 pass or so in the quarter mile, which would be by far the best pass this car's made. And again, that's without the bottle. I didn't have the bottle in here, so I should be deep in the 10s hopefully with some spray. So yeah, that was the first round of qualifying. So then we're gonna do one more time trial, and then the actual eliminations will start. So I don't know what I'm gonna do as far as keeping it consistent, because I don't have launch control or anything like that, so I launched around like 2,000 RPMs that time. So I might try 2,500 or 3,000 this next pass and see what it does, but it was a pretty good pass all in all. And, you know, I raced a Cobra on slicks, and he only had me by 1/10 of a second, and I had him on mile an hour, so I was coming back around. So if I launch a little harder, I could definitely be up there and be competitive with those guys. So we'll see what we can do this next pass. Alright guys, we just finished up the first round. We took home the W on that one. I don't know what to do with the time slip, I just put it somewhere, but we beat it was a newer Boss 302 Mustang. So now we're just waiting for him to call us up for round 2 of the eliminations, and we'll see what we can do here. But so far it's pretty consistent in the 1120 to 1130 range, minus my first pass, the 1107. So we got it dialed in at 1121, and we'll see what we can do.
Josh Worthing, 1121 in the Honda Creek side, Matt Lamb, Tower side, 35.
Alright guys, it's getting dark out here now, but unfortunately I got eliminated in the second round. I went way too fast. I was in the 1121 index and I ended up going 1096. So I'm super stoked about that first 10-second pass. Even if it's in the 1,000 foot, that'd be a low 11-second pass in the quarter, so that's super sick. But yeah, I mean, all in all, it was a hell of a race, and it was against a boosted Cobra. So I'll put the video in here, obviously. So it was a good race, and it was all in all a good day. Got nothing to complain about. By far the fastest passes I've ever made in the car. So, and that's again without nitrous. So I can't wait to see where we can put this thing with the spray. But that's gonna do it for tonight, guys. Thanks for watching. All right, guys, just got home from the track. I guess last night I got home from the track, but what a day yesterday, guys. Wow, the car was on a mission. Again, I was only racing 1,000 foot. Which is 320 feet short of the quarter, but went 1096 in the 1,000 foot, which hopefully at the rate it was going would equate to like a mid 11, maybe a low 12-second pass in the quarter. But either way, that's faster than it's ever gone before, guys. So I couldn't be more proud of that car. Plus I drove it an hour to the track and then an hour back home, and I guarantee nobody else down there was doing anything like that. So all in all, it was a great weekend. Lots of racing, and I can't wait to see where it comes out next year with all the new parts going on it. Hopefully we'll get deep into the 10s with spray and some slicks on it and everything like that, but we'll see when that time comes, guys. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and until next time, we'll see ya.